you want to
No,
get back on?
it's more of an advantage to the new person because she gets,
I'm back on, sorry about that.
she gets more than just till July of
Okay.
2024. Her term goes a full 2 years
Okay.
before you can can it without cause. So it's to the,
Her advantage.
it's to the hiree's advantage to make it for 2 years rather than have it expire in July of 2024.
Okay,
And yes, admittedly, Marcia was probably done wrong because she wasn't hired, I can't remember when she was hired.
almost 4 years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
actually, I think she said only 4.5 years ago. So that, it was more, it wasn't one, I don't know.
She was almost 4, she was 4.5.
Oh, right, you're right, sorry.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna,
Let's
leave-
do it.
Clerk's supposed to be the same, the clerk is supposed to be the same way.
Yeah.
And I'm at the organizational meeting next year,
When were you hired?
October 2017.
So just go, so it should be October of, I don't know if it's 2024 or 2025.
Next, whatever, next year.
but if we make that change in the next organizational, you can align them up, I think, right?
You could line them up as they should have been at the next organizational meeting, sure.
That's what,
Well, and mine has, I've done several since then, so it was redone at the organizational meeting. So I'm up next year, July 2nd, whatever it is.
All right, sorry, we're a little late,
Yeah,
it's
let's-
7:04. We'd like to start the village board meeting of May 11th. Thank you for coming, and Carl, would you like to lead us?
Yeah.
Lips?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, now I would like to open up the public comment section. If someone would like to come up, state your name and your address, and try to limit the comments to 5 minutes. All right, looks like we do not have anyone this evening, so we'll move on to board business. So number one, I'm going to be looking for a motion to approve the minutes of 27, 23.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Trustee Lauer,
Aye.
trustee Lancy,
Aye.
trustee Polito,
Aye.
motion passes.
All right, now I'm going to be looking for a motion to approve the claims and warrants. I went through them this evening when I got here, and I did not have any questions. I think Al
I
has
do.
to go. You have some?
Yeah.
All right, ask a
That's
question.
a bold question from my friend Jake. AA 5110, 427, bent pole, straight pole, wrench, bit driver, bit, socket set, combo rim set, and don't you guys have any poles or what?
Yeah, but we use them and maybe they get worn out. I mean, the bent pole, straight pole thing, I saw that and I looked those up because I'm like, what is a bent pole and straight pole? Those are scrapers.
Scrapers.
I don't know why,
Oh.
I don't know what bent pole and why it came out bent pole and straight pole. But that's,
Bit driver, bit, socket set,
Okay.
combo rim set. All
yeah,
right.
sometimes the bits.
Clothesline, they hanging their clothes out on the pole guard now?
No, I haven't noticed that yet. I will keep an eye out for that.
That's a legitimate question.
Yeah, that's good.
Paid $107 for a pole barn? That's cheap.
That is cheap.
Pole barn, flag pole.
Yeah, the whole pole barn.
Clothesline flag and a pole barn for $107, that's a good deal.
We
should have got two. Yeah.
Just don't ask me.
I'll take a pole
So
barn.
what's it
A
say?
pole barn for a mouse? Not very big.
Bit set, door
15,
closer,
that's
knob,
building
window,
maintenance.
padlock combo, skid guard, floor flange, wall plate, buckets.
No,
Maybe it's the flag pole. The flag
that's
and
what
the
I
flag pole.
have the feeling.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Jude, you were good?
Yeah, fine.
All right, I ask for a motion
Clean
to
sweep.
approve the claims and warrants.
I'll make that motion.
I second it.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Alito?
Aye.
Motion passed.
All right, now we're gonna be looking for a motion to approve the 23-24 tax warrants.
Yeah.
So you guys get a chance to look at this.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're receiving, collect several persons named in the assessment, several sums named in the last column, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if I need to read all of this, but, and the total amount is for $882,002. Question? If not, motion.
Make that motion.
Second.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
If Daryl's gotta sign this,
Yes. But actually, I was hoping, and I'll just change it.
I'll need to sign it.
Yes, please.
Do we have this thing here, this tree? Maintenance there.
And it says,
Yeah, that's what he was just talking about.
Well, that's what he's talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
No, he mentioned that too. Jake,
so do we make document on this one?
I need Daryl to sign it. No, I think,
Yes.
sorry, I don't think I put in what you just told me about the tree ownership thing. We had him come and sign it. Can you explain that? I don't think I put it in the packet.
I'm sorry, yes, there's 235 Duncan Avenue. There's a tree that's a village tree, was on our tree inventory. It was slated to be removed because it wasn't in very good shape. The property owner at 235 has a great affinity for this tree. He did not want it to go down. I said, our arborist said that it should go down. It's not in a spot that it would fall into the right of way or into the roadway. It appears that if something were to happen to the tree, it would land on the driveway. And the property owner agreed to take full responsibility for maintenance, removal, upkeep, everything with this tree. So we drew up an agreement, basically saying, tag your it, I guess. It's your, if you want the tree, it's your tree, but they're all together. It's not a huge tree, but it's a tree nonetheless. It's not in great shape. And they agreed to the property owner to take care of it and maintain it and be completely responsible for it.
So you're asking for us to approve that, so I assume you looked at it done, or created it?
A little of both. Jake created it, I edited it, and you did look at it.
You guys
So you
feel?
don't wanna make this a, an often kind of thing.
Yes.
The village should keep its own trees, but in this particular situation,
Is that next to the junkyard, Aaron?
it is the junk.
Oh, it is.
That's what we were
He says that
wondering.
he planted the tree, and so that's, I think, some of the reason why he wants to keep the tree. They came in and agreed to, that it's theirs forever and responsible for the maintenance and removal, and if it ever has to go down, it'll be all theirs. And it is up in the right of way, but probably right on the edge, it's quite a bit. It's not one that's right down near the tree, it's up a bit, so, or right down near the street, excuse me.
So you guys feel comfortable?
But the agreement
Well, seen it.
says that it's gonna get recorded in the
county clerk's office, it's gonna run with the land, so if they sell the property, a subsequent owner also is responsible for the tree.
Yeah.
Didn't he revert back to the new owner? And give it back to the village?
Why would the village want to, they could, but I don't know why the village would want
He
to
doesn't want to maintain it.
take a diseased tree back.
Yeah.
That's why the village was gonna cut it down in the first place,
Exactly.
you know, so. I can't imagine if Jake's still around to take the tree back, but, because he wanted to cut it down now. Take it back just so the village can pay the cost to remove the tree, it doesn't make a lot of sense.
All right, so if you
Yeah.
guys are comfortable without
Yeah.
seeing the document and knowing what Don is
Yeah.
okayed it,
Yeah.
we can
Yeah.
ask,
Fine,
I'll ask for the motion then.
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Abolito?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Don, do you have anything for us this evening?
No, I do not.
Hmm, good.
Other than we already talked about September 11th.
We did. We did. One of us will not be as happy as the other on that
Yeah.
Thursday meeting.
Yeah.
That's right.
Heather, you got anything at all?
Other than hiring our new treasurer, hopefully.
So, Heather is requesting authorization to hire and appoint Danielle Kruger as the village treasurer to fill the vacated position
Oh, sorry.
and hire date at end of July 24. She's currently seeking a salary of $65,000 with 3 weeks of vacation for the first year.
And our attorney said that it should be start, on her start
You
date.
can, the law's a little confusing. So you can leave it at the unexpired term of Marcia's term. Her term was supposed to expire July of 2024.
Next year.
You can leave it at that.
Okay, thank you.
You sure?
Yeah. The law is funny. It's kind of,
One of those laws that you can
well,
interpret.
you can interpret it a couple of ways, and it's kind of at odds with itself.
Okay.
Thank
Because
you.
there's a different section that says you can appoint someone to fill unexpired terms, but then another section says that unless you appoint someone at the annual meeting, their term commences at the time of appointment.
Ooh.
So which one sort of
That is confusing.
trumps the other one?
Can you say that word anymore?
Not after
But it's small t.
That was very good.
So since it's a little ambiguous,
Yeah.
just to make it easier, so
Thank you.
we remember to do it on annual meetings, make it July of 2024.
Okay. So that is the motion on the table, so obviously if we agree with that, we also need to agree on the salary and the vacation time that is put forth. We did hear from Daryl, and where Daryl stands on this.
I'll make that motion then.
Second.
Trustee Lauer?
Aye.
Trustee Lancy?
Aye.
Deputy Mayor Ippolito?
Aye.
Motion passes.
So when does she start?
She starts 30 days from tonight when Heather calls her.
Yep. But she will be in Tuesday at 11 to sit with Marcia.
What's the plan for the next 30 days?
Joe and I have been training.
Don?
As long as there's a plan.
Not that plan.
Yeah, 30 days is okay. So what I did say is I didn't think we would find a nice qualified candidate as
I didn't
quick as we did.
Yeah.
Is I did say to Joe, I ran into Joe in the office on a Saturday, and she talked about how much work they would take on. I just said if this went for a long period of time, that I would come to the board and ask if we can compensate them in some way for taking on the additional role. But to me, 30 days is an awful. I was thinking if it went months, 3 months, 6 months, in all fairness, we should have just looked to something, even if it was a one-time, thank you, bonus or whatever, but, I don't think we need to go that route now
No,
with this current plan.
I would agree.
Can I say one thing though? The person I am concerned about though is our office clerk, she really doesn't make a lot, and now she's gonna be doing all of payroll, so that it just doesn't, I'm uncomfortable with it, because.
I got to
she's
fix your
making
job
stuff
descriptions, our job descriptions of say, or any other assigned duties.
I think it does, but
Yeah,
we
but-
wanted that to stay as a
Right.
secretary.
But every time you do a little bit more, it doesn't require, it's gotta be like 50%, 40% of their
Yeah.
job changes, like every little thing would be. Well, time to negotiate salaries are actually in that interview, like we should have that
Yes.
conversation.
Yeah.
Agreed.
I agree with
And
that.
so it'll just be what, 2 payrolls for 30 days?
Yeah.
Paid every 2 weeks?
Well, and she's doing the bill coding and a lot of other things, and so once we added the payroll, I was like, oh, but, and I know, she's totally happy, she said, I like to be busy, so,
But like I told you before, the other positions, when you have time, do a market evaluation and see what the market is paying. If we find she's getting underpaid,
and we did,
then
we did do
bring us
that.
back to the board and we'll say,
And by
And I
how,
provided you guys that information last time you asked for that.
that she was that bad, right?
I tried to get 20, which was the average, and I was given 18.
All right.
So I tried, I mean, that's,
So we can relook at that down the road.
okay.
Um,
And we provided we did a survey and did all, not just the villages, also the towns, and also some private sector, and 20 was pretty much the middle. And a lot of them were part-time, and, so it's just,
Well, why don't you resurface the data, I'll
Okay.
share it with Daryl and the team, and we can have some further discussion.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah, that's good.
So public announcements, our next village board meeting is May 25th.
Yes.
Does that work for someone? I know,
Yeah.
you're watching now.
Can somebody else do the counts?
Anyone? Someone's gonna sign for Al.
Where the hell is it?
Oh, jeez.
I'm so tired of signing forms.
Yeah.
I just,
It's your turn.
Is he gonna show up? or-
Daryl's gonna do it remotely, I'll show him one by one.
he never remembers to do that either.
Does anyone from the board have any other things?
He'll be here in 5 minutes.
And if not, Daryl, looks like your record's gonna be broke, and we started 4 minutes late because Don was talking about something. And I told you I crossed you out, you didn't believe me? No, we got Jake, you have 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
Let's see if I can talk like an auctioneer.
Oh,
Did you hear Daryl?
What?
Don't disappoint him.
All right. One thing, I just want to remind everyone, check your brush pile. If you're putting brush out to the curb for chipping, this went through, or tried to go through our chipper. It was in the middle of a bunch of small brush that was just scooped up and put in there. Luckily, no one got hurt. There's a ding on the outside of the chute where one of the bolt heads tried to go, went into the truck on the other side. So I talked to the gentleman, he had no idea. He was raking out from under some old pine trees and shrubs, and just had some other brush and kind of just piled it all up, and these were in the middle of them. So,
Appreciate the visual.
yeah, it was very dangerous. I mean, really, it sheared the knife right off, and 4 bolt heads that were about like this, and they went flying. So there's shrapnel everywhere. So luckily everybody was okay, but please be careful. 100 Dunning Avenue, I talked about it at the last meeting.
Yeah.
I would think, when I started trying to ask, and I'm glad Don's here, I would like to request authorization for Marcia. We talked about reimbursing the homeowner because it was something that the village contractor did to their sewer lateral.
Yeah.
Authorize repayment or reimbursement of this amount. It was $10,355 for the repair and the issues that he's had recently. I don't know if there should be any, I'm assuming there'll be some sort of a paper saying, hey, this is reimbursed again, kind of settles everything. We also, once I got it, talked to the insurance agent. Went to the archive room, pulled out the contract for 2001, 2002, when we did Dunning Avenue. Found the contractor, his insurance certificate, and went through it that way and turned that into our insurance company to see if we could go back that way to get. I know the warranty period was over, obviously, in 21 years, but the damage occurred in, I got about a minute left. Damage occurred in 2002, but the problem just started now. So, because if you recall, they poured water lines through the sewer lateral. So, I don't know if that's, it would be sufficient just to, in case the insurance company takes a long time. The homeowner's already paid this out, and we've discussed reimbursing, and I don't know if we could authorize it now, pending an agreement, approved by Don.
You should talk to the insurance company.
Okay.
And they didn't object to the village paying it now.
Oh, I didn't talk to him about that, no.
Because if the village goes ahead and pay it, they may say,
Well, never mind.
well, never mind, there's no claim, because you're not owed it, you paid it out.
Exactly.
I think you need to, generally you wait until, if it's covered by insurance, the insurance pays it.
Okay.
Yeah.
If it's, unless you get the insurance company to say, go ahead and reimburse them and we'll still honor your claim.
Yeah, agreed.
Otherwise, they could say,
Go.
because the claim is actually the homeowner's, and so there's nothing owed the homeowner. If the insurance company honors it, they're gonna write a check directly to the property owner.
They will, okay.
Exactly.
But if the property owner's already been paid, then the insurance company's gonna go, why shouldn't we pay it?
Okay, no, I just wanted to make sure,
Our insured already paid
Okay.
it.
because the meetings, and I'd like to reserve the rest of my time, Don just took a lot of it. No, that's fine, I just, with the meeting every 2 weeks, if someone's out 10 grand, I thought,
Yeah.
just in case, but no, that's fine, if that's the way that it should go,
Yeah.
certainly that's probably a better way, so I'll just keep it and hold up, and I'll talk to Dan, tell him we're working on it, or the property owner, tell him we're working on it there. Last thing that I have is obviously with the sewer plant, those planning things are continuing on, the guys are they started doing the fence this week, so they've replaced sections along 250 and Wall Road as part of the approval from the zoning board there, so that's moving along, they're gonna start putting the slats, and I think John said Heather and Donna were gonna come down and put the slats in the
Oh,
fence.
well.
I know they're talking about a field trip down there.
I love it.
So, and also, we met with
I wanna watch
Xerox
this.
today. We met with Xerox today, discussing the sewer dedication. If you remember, it's been going on since 2021, discussing the sewer dedication. They've inspected the line, they repaired the line, they sent us updated videos. Then there was a little section of line that still wasn't done, that they've inspected. We discussed the requirements there. The pipe is in really good shape. There was a lot of debris in it. They were going to clean it out. The discussion was, obviously we take board approval, but the discussion was they were going to clean it out, remove the mineral deposits, because this is a line we share. Our flow goes into it as well before it goes over. So they were going to clean it and remove the mineral deposits, and we discussed us doing the grouting on the end of it. So there's about 1,000 feet. Not even, I think it's a little under 1,000 to get a line there. So, but more is going to come on that. But just wanted to make the board aware that we'll probably be asking for approval of something.
It makes sense that we're sharing responsibilities.
Yeah, but they've always been.
Cleaning end is the worst end,
But that's it.
That was easy.
If you take away everything else I stayed under the 4 minutes. I'm pretty sure.
7:27.
Anybody have anything else?
Jake, what's happening with 235 Dunning? Last time I talked to Aaron, he said they were going to court.
He was going to court, they got, I don't know if he's told them yet when they're going back, I think the judge wanted the village attorney to be present, but, and I don't know if Aaron's got that information yet to, John.
He has not.
Okay.
So I need to know when I'm supposed to be there in court, which Judge DeSalvo should have told him when he
Well,
was there.
exactly, that's,
So just shoot me an email, let me know. Okay, put it on my calendar.
thank you.
Bye, Daryl.
Hi, Daryl.
Can we talk about how good this looks?
Goodbye.
We got the agenda back up,
Enjoy the sunshine.
just not the
Yeah,
rest of the
thanks.
packet yet, I just got it.
It's
Still
83
playing.
tomorrow here, Daryl,
In case you want to come home.
in case you want to be here.
Next week, he'll be home on the 18th. Bye.
Bye, Daryl.
It's the right email.
I don't know why that's a.
Well, you got someone to call, give her some good news.
Thank you. I turned this off already.
So I changed your name to that, I think. I just figured it out.
I still like option one better.
You know,
You didn't pay Peter.
Huh?
Daryl.
Yeah. Just giving her the extra
is
35.
there a requirement that
Yeah,
for a
She
sewer
was
main
with
that
it.
you have to have a
I think so.
manhole every?
Right?
Yeah, she was.